The Nissan Frontier is definitely one of the forgotten midsize trucks that are still sold in the US market. Overall, the model is fairly good but almost outdated in every aspect compared to the competition. This means that there are many reasons why this truck is not selling and is piling up debt on Nissan because of this situation. So if you want to learn more, follow along while we cover the 8 shocking reasons why the new Nissan Frontier is not selling. Number 8. Outdated platform. Let's start our list with the core of this truck, which is the platform. The platform is one of the most outdated components of this new generation of the Nissan Frontier. This is the case because Nissan didn't actually replace the platform once they introduced the new model. The platform was basically carried over from the previous model, which is an early 2000s design. So overall, the frame of the Nissan Frontier is basically a 20-year-old design. This is a shame because both the Chevy Colorado and Toyota Tacoma came with a brand new platform equipped with the latest tech in recent times. What Nissan has to do is improve this platform at least. Many owners have bashed the Nissan Frontier for its dated ride quality and handling. On top of that, they noted that the steering was extremely heavy compared to other midsize pickup trucks. And not to forget the lack of modern technologies, such as modern suspension and the ability to add a hybrid or electric powertrain. Overall, things are not looking good for Nissan because they didn't upgrade the frame, and they're pretty much lagging behind the competitors in almost every aspect. The only positive about the Nissan Frontier is its configurability. This model can be configured with an extended cab or a crew cab. You also get the chance to choose between a 5-foot or a 6-foot bed. This is something that more and more competitors are ditching and starting to include only one configuration in order to save money. What we strongly hope is that Nissan will add a new and improved chassis with modern technology in order to keep the competitive edge with Toyota, Chevy, and Ford. Number 7. Old powertrain. Another reason why customers go elsewhere and avoid the Nissan Frontier is the outdated powertrain. We live in a turbo hybrid era, and Nissan's engine might seem to many as a real dinosaur. The engine that this model packs is a 3.8-liter V6. That pushes up to 310 horsepower and 281 pound-feet of torque, which is decent power, but not as decent as the competitors. For example, the Chevy Colorado high-output engine can push up to 310 HP and 430 pound-feet of torque. This is a massive difference in terms of torque. Most importantly, this torque is available very low on the RPM band. This translates into better towing performance and quicker acceleration. The Frontier's 281 pound-feet of torque is decent, but it's not as good as the torque of the competitor trucks. You have to wait until the engine builds up momentum and starts pulling, something which can be frustrating for people who already experienced the massive torque numbers in other competitor trucks. What Nissan needs in this area is a real revolution. In other words, a brand new turbocharged engine that will push at least 310 HP and 430 pound-feet of torque. These are the minimal numbers if Nissan wants to be a competition to the other manufacturers. Another downside that we must mention when we discuss the powertrain is the lack of a hybrid version. These days, more and more competitors are starting to introduce their own hybrid models, and Nissan is still nowhere near to accomplishing this. Just for reference, the Toyota Tacoma already comes with a mild hybrid setup. This model is known as the iForce Max. Ford is also preparing to release a plug-in hybrid version of the Ford Ranger for the 2025 model year. This is why we honestly think that Nissan needs a hybrid powertrain in order to keep up fighting in the midsize market. A hybrid powertrain will add a ton of performance, and most importantly, it will deliver some excellent MPGs, both in the city and on the highway. That is one of the main perks of owning a hybrid. Plug-in hybrids also benefit from excellent EV autonomy of at least 30 miles. This is pretty much perfect for those who drive a lot through the city. With a plug-in hybrid, you will not even have to start the ICE at all. This is why we really hope that Nissan will bring these updates for the 2025 model year and improve the Frontier. Number 6. Average towing and payload capacity. Another downside of the Nissan Frontier is its towing and payload performance. Competitors do it better, and we must admit it. Overall, the Nissan Frontier is in 5th place in terms of towing capacity in the midsize segment. This model can only tow up to 6,750 pounds, while competitors such as the Jeep Gladiator, Chevy Colorado, and GMC Canyon can tow a massive 7,700 pounds. The Ford Ranger can tow up to 7,500 pounds. So as you can see, there's a massive 1,000 pounds difference. The only trucks that are worse than the Nissan Frontier are the Toyota Tacoma and the Honda Ridgeline, which can tow up to 6,500 and 5,000 pounds respectively. When it comes to the payload capacity, the Nissan Frontier can take a payload of up to 1,600 pounds, which is decent but still not the best in the midsize segment. For example, the Ford Ranger is able to take a payload of up to 2,295 pounds, which is a pretty massive difference. This is why the Nissan Frontier is an average truck in the midsize segment, and not one of the best out there. We strongly hope that Nissan will improve the truck in the upcoming years and make it a true challenger to the Colorado and Ranger in this aspect. Number 5. Poor fuel economy. Another area where the Nissan Frontier lags behind the competition is definitely the fuel economy. This is a very important category, especially these days when gas prices are breaking new records. We can tell you right away that the Nissan Frontier is not as efficient as many people would think. The two-wheel drive version only manages to get up to 20 mpg combined, while the four-wheel drive version only manages to get up to 19 mpg combined. While the real-world numbers for the Frontier, according to owners on Fuelly.com, are between 17 and 18 mpg. These are pretty average numbers. A new turbo engine will bring a new life to this truck, especially if equipped with a mild hybrid system. With this approach, we can expect fuel economy of up to 25 mpg combined. Number 4. Limited number of trim levels. Another downside of the Nissan Frontier is a pretty limited number of trim levels. The Nissan Frontier is not one of the most customizable pickup trucks that you can get. This model, along with the Honda Ridgeline, offers the least options when compared to competitors in this segment. You have the S, SV, Pro X, Pro 4X, and the Hard Body Edition. All of these trims are pretty plain to what they offer. The best trim is the Pro 4X. This trim offers the most, especially for owners who want to drive off-road and enjoy the trails. The Hard Body Edition is the most expensive, but definitely one of the most lackluster trims that have been released in recent years. It is an homage to the original Nissan Hard Body from the 1980s, but that's the only highlight of this truck. Overall, if you want the most options for your money, the Nissan Frontier is not one of the best trucks that you can get. Better options are definitely the Toyota Tacoma and Chevy Colorado. These models come with an abundance of trim levels that are tailored for everyone's taste. Number 3. Poor safety technology. Another area where the Nissan Frontier lags behind the competition is definitely the safety aspect and the level of technology that Nissan offers. The Frontier has a good palette of features such as intelligent cruise control, stability control, and blind spot monitoring. When it comes to the competitors, it simply lags behind. One of the leaders in this whole segment is the Toyota Tacoma with its Safety Sense 3 suite that is pretty unmatched when it comes to the competition. Number 2. Outdated infotainment system. Another downside of the Nissan Frontier is definitely its outdated infotainment system. Nissan is not one of the companies that offer the best infotainment systems around. The usability on a day-to-day basis is quite poor, and the system is simply not among the best in this segment. What is good is the fact that you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration, and this is not a problem anymore. With these features, you can just plug in your phone and avoid using Nissan's proprietary system. But we strongly hope that Nissan will improve this system in the upcoming years and offer a system that is on par with the best. Number 1. Limited space in the rear. And last on our list is definitely the rear seat comfort. This model, just like other midsize trucks, has a problem with rear comfort, namely because of the short wheelbase that midsize trucks have. One major sacrifice is the rear legroom. So if you have taller passengers, they might really struggle sitting in the rear for longer trips. This is a situation across the whole midsize lineup, and the problem does not have an easy fix. The only way to solve the problem is to go for a full-size truck, something that can be expensive, but definitely worth it.